Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Have you ever heard of those? Well, most people have, and they think it's okay to just go online and post any feelings or opinions they want. Most of the time, it's fine, but what if an employer is looking online and they find something like that? That's right. Employers go online these days with the modern technology. They check your social media, and sometimes they base your hiring off of that. They do look at applications, but most of the time they may just look on your social media to see if there's any negative things about you which would cause you not to get the job. What if you are a very good person, but just in one picture there was a beer bottle in the back? That could really affect how you may get a job, not only today, but even in the future. What if you have high hopes for the future and you want to be a doctor someday, and if you can't get hired right now, maybe that might not happen, just because of one stupid little post? That shouldn't be right. Today's modern technology has caused us to be more interactive with our phones. And although that is good and technology has advanced, that may not be the best for employers looking for you. They can just go online and look up your name. Is that a good thing? Well, I think it's not. They shouldn't be going through your personal stuff like that, and it's kind of weird how they can just go online and they can find everything about you, from your birthday to recent Facebook posts that you've made about congratulating someone for their birthday. If someone desperately needs a job, they could go online and just make up a Facebook account or Twitter or Instagram, and they could just lie about everything, maybe post a few spiritual or religious posts and think that they're okay. Maybe then the employers would look at you and be like, wow, that's a good candidate for hiring. But once you get the job, it may not be very good if you actually show your true colors and they find out that you're not who you actually are on social media. There are many pros and cons and a lot of controversies over whether this should be an issue or not. It's not against the law for employers to go online and actually search your name, but someday people are trying to get it passed that it would be. Sure, it's okay for your friends to see what you did yesterday or how you celebrated your birthday, but do you think it's okay for a potential boss to see how you celebrated your birthday? Well, I don't think it is. There are many cons to why this shouldn't be happening. When a lot of people these days don't realize that you are a completely different person. Even a month ago, you were someone different. You had different opinions, but the environment around you changes you. And employers may not think about that. They may be very opinionated, and if they see you online with a certain post about being Catholic, they might not want to hire you because you feel so strong about your religion that you wouldn't want to listen to anyone else about theirs. Employers can be opinionated, and no one really realizes that because they just think, oh, well, he's going to hire me and I'm getting a job and I'll get money for it. But employers can just put it on their mind, and they can think about how this person's religion may affect how they work. So I feel like stuff like that shouldn't be online for them to see. And when you think about how you were 3 years ago, you were completely different then. And if you think that an employer should judge you based on how you were back then compared to now, then that just does not make sense. There are a few pros which many people usually think about when it comes to looking people up. They think it's less expensive, which means they could go online and check anyone, but that's not always a good thing. Employers go online and they just search your name and see what they can find. But because they think it's inexpensive and they don't have to buy some kind of software to look you up, which would cost them more than it would actually cost for you to get that job. So they think it's perfectly fine and that there's no problem with it. And some think that your social media profile is more truthful than you actually might be in applications. They say applications are just a certain part of your life, like how old are you, what's your birthday, or your social security number, but maybe that won't tell them like what you did a few days ago or how you decided to spend your time. No one really knows that, so it can be difficult. And people say that a social media site can be more truthful. You may go into an interview and say that you love working and everything, but what if on your social media site it says you don't like working? That could cause a real problem. And many people don't know that. They just decide, I feel like I don't like anyone today, then I'll just post that. But they don't realize how it can be really hard to get a job afterwards. A new survey from Career Builder says that 51% of employers research their job candidate on social media, and they have not hired most of them because of what they have found, including just one bottle of beer in the back or just a few friends acting weird. 52% of companies check job applications and also social media profiles before even calling a person to schedule the interview. A guest speaker at my school once came, and he said that you should never post anything stupid online, which is not actually wrong, because once you do, it's all over the internet, and it's hard for you to ever delete. In conclusion, social media should not judge who you are. It's just a thing of the past. It's a thing of the present, but it should not determine your future. Thank you.